It's Be a Kid Again Day. It is my Friday. I survived another week. Yay! Okay. Now, remember a couple of days ago, I was having problems playing my little intro? You know, the beauty. We're beauty, no beef now, right? Well, StreamYard is having issues. I'm so happy. I'm just, adding some, planting little seeds on my Storytime podcasts, massaging the channel, feeding the bots, as it were. And folk can't even use some of the frills and buttons and bells. So I'm kind of glad, we're going to kick off the season in September. And I have some things planned in August. But, I'm after 12 years an OG on YouTube, I get to enjoy my life, At that point, ooh, that was a nasty thought, slap. Okay, no, I'm gonna use my fingers, child. September, October, November, December, January, February, March. It'll be 7 months. So I have a whole series with episodes that I'm excited about. So I'm preparing for that. Most of because I was doing shorts like what, 5 years ago, before shorts were shorts. So yeah, I got that down. So I'm going to be uploading a lot of beauty. And as I upload beauty content, I'm going to be placing beef content. It's on membership now, but most of it is going to go over on the Webby. You can still look at the Webby now, but until it's launched as, class culture. Sorry, I'm moving. Oh my God, I almost didn't hit live, y'all. I'm tired. That's where you're going to get all my content from the old days in the beef sector. Okay. Don't you get tired of holding phones? So I hope y'all can hear me. Here we go. How was your day? It is July 8th in real time, and it's Be a Kid Again Day. Look, I love this new journey because I'm so happy I held on, nurtured, kept, enjoyed, and flaunt my fun. I flaunt my recreation. I flaunt my creativity and activities and retail therapies. And, and I'm dropping little hints and visuals here and there. So I'm just enjoying this part of my journey. So what are we going to talk about? Some adults don't like having fun. Who is that? Do you got one or two in your hold on for a second. Okay. Do you have one or two like that in your family and they get so mad? I remember one job. Now, this is not what my story time is going to be about. My story time is going to be about my avatar. Okay. But I remember one time at a job, just being myself, minding my own business, wasn't even speaking, looking, positioned, perched, pointed towards this entity. And all you heard from across the room, and I'm talking, this is how they, snapped. I'm talking to a whole supervisor. meaning you and I are in a room and a supervisor is there too. Would you say anything left, right, or against policy? Well, this person snapped and was so jealous and envious. Look, I've gotten this all my life. It is what it is. Deal. I'm good at it. I've always been good at it. And my mom used to tell me that, oh, I'm so glad you don't care. If they don't like your lipstick, you go get a brighter color. I said, I sure do. And I'd be smacking. Hi, just so they could be staring at it. Okay, I just got it like that. But anyway, so here I am standing in my, office gear, looking good, speaking to a supervising using the Queen's English. And you hear somebody on the other side, somewhere in a cubicle, because I guess they feel if you can't see them, you don't know who it is, but we can hear you talking and we know it's you. And you could tell I'm speaking to someone supervisor-esque, just the way I'm speaking. It wasn't like I was like, hey, girl, what we going to eat for lunch? Okay, I'll see you there. Who you going to drive? I'm going to drive. It wasn't that. It was me talking business. And all you heard from the other side of a partition was, can you please sit down? I'm tired of you. And me and the supervisor looked at each other. And the supervisor I knew it was this wackadoo, but the supervisor goes, are you speaking to me? And all you heard was, I'm having a bad, I'm just sorry. I'm just a whole Karen up in there before it was evolved. We're talking, let me give it a year, because we got in California in, let's just say it was 1993-ish. Okay. And the supervisor put the finger up to me like, stay right here. Because didn't put two and two together. The person is talking to me, disrespecting me, being rude towards me, harassing me for no reason. And then the supervisor put the finger up like, okay, I'm going to handle this. You stay right there. Went around the cubicle, told the person, go to my office now. Stop what you're doing. Go to my office now. That person scurried out the little area. Supervisor came back over to me and said, you deserve an apology. What do you want? I said, not only do I deserve an apology, the whole office deserves an apology. Everybody that's here and that's heard it deserves an apology, whether they're acknowledging it, deserves an apology. I want it written, and the next time she crosses the line, she deserves to be escorted off the property, because this is not, baby, I went in, I said, this is not the policy. I can direct you to the policy. We are being harassed. Oh, baby, I pulled every card that was in my wallet. And she was, the supervisor, horrified. I don't know. Some supervisors are slow. You know how you tell them something? Well, we're going to have to interview this person and that. But we don't have to do none of that. I was like, ooh, child. She snapped just by the sound of my voice. I said, some people need hobbies. Some people need fun. I used to decorate my cubicle with, because I'm raising kids, right? With Garfield. We back in the States from Germany. I'm going to Star Trek conventions. I got a great job. My kids are in first grade. We're on base at Travis. My husband is happy. I'm happy. We're just living the good life in Northern California. And this evil entity allowed the demon in their soul to attack them. You're not attacking me. So that next day, it was a Friday, and I forgot it wasn't Halloween or anything, but just because I knew the person didn't get fired or nothing, and I knew they was gonna show up, I put $75 on 5, and I showed up in my Star Trek convention outfit because I went out that night. I said, it doesn't make sense for me to, and it's a onesie. So even if the bosses said, "Oh, you got to take that off," I had a jeans and a t-shirt under it, but it was just, I couldn't resist because after work, I would have to drive home, get on a base. If anybody knows what that is, you know what we know. Then get back in the car and then go to the event. I said, no, I'm taking everything with me. Of course, I'm a responsible mother, and they have a father, and all types of arrangements were made. I'm like, I'm going out because, was it, I can't remember the year. I just can't. Anyway, that's when the Star Trek conventions started popping off, and they were really, really hot in Solano County. Listen to me. Solano County, California, and Fairfield. They would come to Fairfield, they would come to Sacramento, they would come to San Francisco, and I think that one was in San Francisco, so it just made sense for me to bring everything. But baby, I walked in that office and everybody was like, "Hey, oh, you look great. Let's take pictures and let's have fun," and yada, yada, yada. And it was fabulous. Okay. My kids were all of what, 6 or 7. Life. I'm an adult. Just because I have children, just because I'm 18 plus, just because I'm a mother, I said that means the same thing. Just because I'm a wife, just because I'm a veteran, just because I'm a responsible human being with credentials, just because I'm a college student at that time. I was getting my business degree at that time. One of my first business associate's degree. Just because I'm a great citizen, just because I was a good daughter, just because I was a good sister, I can just keep going. No criminal activity. Everybody in my real life, you couldn't even lie to them. You, and then they would sit you down and make you sit and wait till I came to where they was and proved it. They just like, no, you gonna sit and wait. You lied on her. We're gonna call her over. She's gonna come in. She's gonna say her part, and then we're gonna get back to you. But you're gonna be in the same room because now you disrespected me and told a lie on me. That's kind of the energy that female had. I'm doing my best not to curse. Something might have slipped out. I don't know. So that person was so distracted because obviously they couldn't see over the wall partition. Okay. Obviously they were listening in. Obviously they were out of control. Obviously they broke the rule. Obviously eventually they got fired for who knows what. Just nuts. I remember one time, okay, I'll come back to the Star Trek moment at work. But one time I'm in the bathroom putting on my lipstick, being a fabulous girly. I can go both ways. I'm a tomboy, okay, and I'm a girly girl. We put that together, it's fabulous, right? I can do both and better than you, minding my own business. And I'm in the bathroom after you do your ones and twos and you wash your hand and take out your little makeup bag and just be fabulous. It's just fun, Look, being the mother of twins, every moment I can get just for me is mine. So I'm putting on my lipstick and I'm never scared. And the person comes in the bathroom and then they go to the stall and do whatever. Other people are there. So it's not like uncomfortable. It's just like, whatever. I ain't going nowhere. But by the time they came back out, I had finished and just placing things back in my little beauty bag. And you know how you look up and just kind of, fix your hair or whatever. All I see in the peripheral, can I say that? I don't know. I'm tired. It's Friday. Is her staring in the mirror at me with her tongue hung out. I'm like, this person is nuts. And I burst out laughing. And she ran out. I'm like, this mother freeze wackadoo. Oh. I'm like, what is that supposed to prove? Just crazy. So let's go back to the moment. And then I don't know what happened to her in the supervisor's office because it didn't matter to me. I went home and I came back the next day with my Star Trek outfit on and went to that event. And then that next week, which was a Monday, I can remember that, I was called into the manager with the supervisor's office. And they asked me again, what do you want done? I said, well, I thought I expressed myself. I said, but these are the rules that they broke. What are you going to do about it? I'm not going to sue the company or anything. I'm not going anywhere. Nobody hurt my feelings. She's got the problem, not me. All of that. So they told me that she was under some type of, what do you call it? It's not reprimanding. I forgot. Where they make you sign a piece of paper, you violated A, B, and C. Do you know? I forgot. Well, okay, I can't think. I'm tired. Under review. I don't know. Warning. That type of thing. And they said, is that enough? I said, sure. Everybody needs a job. I said, but what won't happen is anybody speaking to me. I said, I wouldn't take that type of behavior from you or anybody else. I said, my own mother doesn't speak to me that way. And they were like, you're absolutely correct. We're sorry you went through that. Would you like to change your location? I said, you know what? Yes, that would probably help. So through the whole thing, I got to get in a new part of the department. I got my own cubicle. I got my own computer. I met new friends. I had a great time. I worked directly with attorneys. It was great. So I like when people are mad, when you're like happy and joyful and fancies and freeze. I love it. So when I came on to YouTube, just being a wonderful moderator, being a fantastic content creator that can follow rules and being a wonderful employee going back to work after a shutdown, I was built for this. It's easy growing up, knowing who I am and being comfortable with walking away from bad. How many people walk into fires? How many people want to be around losers or hard-headed nonsense that it ain't going to end well, whether it happens next week or 4 years later? I want to be around that. I want to just imagine. I want to be around people where I can be me. I can show up in my Star Trek. I can show up here in my red Bernice. Let me see. I kind of taught myself how to, because I was like, there's got to be a way while I'm in here on my phone. I hope I didn't cover up the microphone. No, there aren't any comments. banner, media assets, which you can't use until you pay the fee to duck. There's gotta be, because I saw somebody with the duck and their background was yellow, and I'm thinking to myself, they're probably on their laptop. Sorry. No, you can't change your avatar. Let me see. No, you can't. Okay, let me leave it alone. But anyway, during lockdown, I couldn't see my grandson. So I said, when I FaceTime out, I want to have red and blue and yellow and purple and green Bernices and have fun. I said, anytime I'm going to talk to him or shoot a picture to him, or when I'm just talking about Halloween and those are safe and happy videos, that's just a signal to their parents. Oh, he can watch Gigi Darling on TV when she's talking to the audience. Baby, people got angry. Now everybody wears red Bernices. Everybody is having fun. Everybody is doing shorts. Everybody who didn't lose a channel or their identity or didn't go to court or get a mugshot, everybody is falling into line. See, that's what happened. I could just make a video on being a Trekkie, a channel. I could just make a video on red lipstick. I could just make a video. Why I keep saying that? I can make just a channel on balloons. I can just make a channel on, I don't know, anything that isn't negative. And I've never been negative. I've just responded to people who are what? Negative. I can remember the first troll, they ain't even on here no more, y'all, that left a nasty comment under my community tab. Now you can't even leave nasty comments. So I feel like I am a wonderful asset, a great part of Google and YouTube and StreamYard and all of it, social medias, because they have really upped their game to what? Protect people who want to be kids again in their adult life after they've worked. I feel like after I can't even talk. After you've been an adult, after you've properly earned money, paid Social Security, got your benefits, showed up, clocked in, clocked out, you deserve the right to golf, play tennis, draw, sing, dance, yoga, Star Trek, cosplay, Bernice, lipstick, parade, rainbow tribe. You can do whatever you want that brings you happiness and joy, because I know it ain't gonna stop me. These people are insane. Insane. And anytime people click in, they always refer to that Twilight. Now, this is old head. It's on YouTube. Maybe I'll find it and put it down below in the description box, where the pretty lady is on a planet where everybody's ugly and they're saying that she's hideous, and after a while she goes, yes, I'm hideous. It's like, you ain't gonna get me. And in that process, hearts of gold, a whole merge of people that don't know how to have fun, don't know how to play by the rules, don't know how to do nothing right, that are users and abusers and liars and weirdos and con men and mentally ill, disturbed females. They haven't gone nowhere. It's like a swirl down the toilet. Flush, swirl, flush, swirl, flush, swirl. And now ain't nothing left. People crashed out. People that fell out. People then died on the Las Vegas Strip. I'm like, oh no, it's time to stay in my fun. Keep it 100. Watch what I want to watch. Engage in only organic storylines. I'm still watching nonsense, but it got to make sense. It's got to be real, not fake, not phony. And I'll never, never will be a panel channel. Never, 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 never. I'll go live, drop the link, and I'll have discussions and people are welcome. But every day, all day, now I'm talking about 45-year-old people with no spouses. I don't believe any of them have any kids. It's like they're old hags, they're old maids, even with a penis. You're a wallflower. You didn't catch a wife, you didn't catch a husband, you didn't even help your sister raise her kids. You're just on YouTube, stuck in a digital matrix, right? Doing nothing all day, wasted. And I've watched these people. I've been here for 12 years, y'all. Go over their information page, everything. You can't fake that. You got people with 8,000 subscribers and they only have 40,000 views. So they haven't put no work in. Or you have people that lost 6 channels and bragging about the same people that was gone that came back. That's not a flex. I'm so happy. I'm so happy I can have fun, because every time I wasn't on here hearts ago, I was out in real life doing real things, enjoying my life, not giving up my identity. And that's another thing. You got people on here, they don't share nothing about themselves. I'm talking content creators now. Some of y'all, a lot of y'all content creators are, I'll say, chat room driven. And that's weird. I've always thought that was weird. My chat has never told me what direction or said something as if they know they can't pull the wool over. Deirdre has never, see, in there, I'm using my real name. Always been the name of my channel, my real face. All of my social medias are healthy and fun. This page is healthy and fun. I was doing other content before other people were forced to do it, acting like it's something new. No, it's not. You just wasn't brave enough to do it. Now that the thrill is gone, now that everything is against the law and the rules, and like we used to say hearts ago, the FBI, the CIA, the cops, and your mama is here. I like when I used to tell this to my moderators. I like when they lie on me because I don't have to guess. Now I see you. I know. Thank you. Good night. I can go to sleep. I don't have to worry, wonder, ponder, or look out. No, I see you. I see you. I had somebody act like they didn't know my age when they got my information over from IG. In my IG, the picture they showed me had my age. I had happy birthday 60 right under there. Remember hearts ago when I had me a little birthday party at 58? When it was safe to play music. See, all the rules have changed. Y'all better have scrubbed that off y'all page. You can't do that no more. So after a while, it just got really boring for me. And I have to click this off. I have to go have fun. I have to let my inner child out every day in a good way. And in I love when I see adults go out and have fun. Like tomorrow, I'll meet up with someone and we'll go, before we go shopping or whatever, we'll go have some ice cream or wherever we'll eat. We'll share dessert. It's fun. Or every time I go to Target or right next door to Macy's, there's a Toys R Us. Even if I'm not buying nothing, it's fun just to see what's there. We think we gonna make it into Nintendo, y'all. I'll keep you posted. The new Nintendo, the only second store in the country. I think the other one is in New York. My facts could be wrong. I'll find out. Who's afraid to live on planet Earth? Oh, this is what I was going to say about other content creators. Stop talking about other people's looks when we don't know what you look like. See, I think sometimes, y'all, I know I've been and we don't even know what you look like. Saying their name and we don't even know your name. To me, I wouldn't even dox them. They're boring. What? Let them hide. Let them be scared. You know they're hideous. You know they could never have a story time on there. Shout out to the podcast. I love the direction YouTube and Google is going with the social medias. I love how they're putting you know, the chat on the screen. You know, it's cute. It's cute. I'm ready. I'm excited. I can't wait to do this full time. It's okay. It's a wrap. I'm used to it. I got this. All by myself. Just launch into a whole nother atmosphere, a whole different energy realm. Over there on IG, I'm making comments that's getting 1,000 likes. I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. Shout out to the Black Eyed Peas. I'm gonna be okay. It's gonna be fun. And the majority, hearts of gold, of people who use social media in a good, positive, real, productive way, like I do, that was right on time. Something's outside. I don't know. Are my age. I'm so comfortable. You saw my stats over there in real time. And again, these videos are going to go under my Hello July post. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's real easy to keep track. Mm, mm, mm. And to see these people coming on YouTube, what do you think our ancestors would say if they jumped up and sat in our audience, knowing everything they went through? Mine would come over to my page and go, yes, you're talking about Africa. Yes, you're talking about the Bible. Yes, you're talking about having fun. Yes, you're talking about culture crisis. Yes, you're talking about mental health and wellness. You notice I don't say mental illness because I don't suffer. I do mental and health and wellness. Okay. Yes, you show your face. Yes, you go to work. Yes, you say your name. Yes, you love your family. Yes, you're engaged. And I mean, all the yeses that I would get. Opposed to, no, you're not in jail. No, you're not lazy. No, you're not a liar. No, you're not hate and evil. You know, because I don't know about y'all. I don't think I would be able to handle with maybe from 1900 and forward, because my mother was born in the 1929 and she wasn't in the roaring 20s. She got to experience, unfortunately, the downward spiral of the crash, and then Hitler had came around in 35, and then the war had came, and you know the rest of the story. But you can't tell looking at my family photos and pictures. That's why we hold our head up. These were working people. My granddad was a conductor in a trolley. My other granddad worked for the, you know, Ford had opened up the factories. African American people were leaving the South. we got jobs, we got uniforms, we got pride, we had homes, we had weddings. Little girls and boys were protected. We had cotillion. We had charm school. We went to church. We were looked pretty and cleaned and coiffed. The little boys wore little jackets and hat. Little girls wore little shoes and button-down coats like the queen. I mean, we just, baby. My grandmother was into, you know, what do you call it? I don't know what they called it back then, but every year on Thanksgiving, they do is it the Purina dog show in New York? The purebreds and pedigree dogs and things like that. She was into that. My mom was into opera and theater and going to school and typewriting, eventually became a teacher. My dad was a World War II hero. Okay, so we was living a life. We was doing it better than them. I asked my grandmother, I said, "Did you used to dress like that?" She said, "No, that was right before women stopped dressing," which is unfortunate because I love the Edwardian period. I love the Edwardian period more than I love the Victorian period. I like to decorate in the Victorian period, but I like the clothes in the Edwardian period. I like saying Edwardian. Can you tell? She said, "But I remember people dressing like that." And I have a picture of her looking good, and she was pregnant with my mom, and they had moved up north. My mom almost was born in the South. My uncles were born in the South. No, one uncle was born in the South. The other uncle no, both of them were born in the South. And then my mom was the third child, but the first girl. She was born in Detroit. Okay. I said, "Grandma, you had a long coat on with a fur neck. What are we doing?" She said, "Yeah." And, she would tell me the stories. So would I look like dishonoring now that I'm the matriarch in this modern world? See, because y'all don't see me every day when I dress up. I think I would probably have to tap somebody on the shoulder and go, "Hi, it's Deirdre, it's me." And you go, "Oh, hey." I have a person that works here um, in the crash pad. I'm in the crash pad. Usually Fridays I hit the crash pad because I want to stay in the town and we're going somewhere tomorrow. Okay. And they say, "Remember that time you came?" I'm like, "You still talk about it?" Like, "Yeah, you look so beautiful." I'm like, "Well, thank you, darling." Because so I can look real bummy, not in a dirty way, but just in a womp womp. I just jeans, hat, it's cold. But when I want to zhuzh, I can. Hmm. And when I want to cosplay, when I want to, they love it. They're like, "We don't know what you're gonna wear. We're excited when you go places." So when they see us dressing up, going to the Nintendo, get ready, right? I already know what character I'm gonna be. I'm always a kid at heart, even when I'm at work being an adult, the executive that I am. Somebody might crack a joke. A colleague will come in and see Garfield on my desk, and it's a conversation piece, and we'll strike up a conversation regarding it and the why. I have my little Star Trek piece on. They all know about our films and my husband's career and where I'm going, where I came from. I mean, that's important to know who you are. And then after you say your part on who you are, You ask them, have a seat, have some candy. You want a soda? What about you? What do you do? How do you have fun? Where are you going? Are you going on a vacation? Everybody better get it in before I leave, and we laugh, ha, 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 he. Now we're all trying to figure out what we're going to do for Christmas in July, right? The office. Fun. Feed. Demand it. Tell a joke. Make it corny. I remember one time there was this other colleague in another department, but we did work directly together because she was part of the court process, meaning once someone opens a child support case, it's an establishment. Once it's established, it goes into enforcement. Once it's enforced, it sits pretty and basically the computers take over. This is years ago, y'all. I don't know what it is now. But in that process, sometimes a file is worked. Things change, people move, you have to update stuff. So she was a notary. So I'd always have to go over and get things notarized or whatever. I mean, we would speak and talk, and we just got to know each other. Right? And then one day, for some reason at lunch, because I was a huge magazine girl, always had a magazine. When I was done, I would put them in the break room. And she always appreciated that. She says, because I'm one never to buy that, but it's all, and she would put it back after she read it. So it was one of those, honor systems. You didn't take it home or nothing. It was just there. You could read it and put it back down. A Vogue. Next person read it. Oh, you're going to read? Okay, let me know. Or you put it on someone's desk. After they read it, they would put it back in the break room. People know how to get along, right? And one day we had struck up a conversation, and she said something. We were talking about animals. And she says, she says, what is, there was another one in this, uh, edition. And there was another one in this edition. And we would just laugh. She hated when people would put clothes on animals. And it just became a running joke in between the two of us. So I would go home and I had other magazines. Remember, I'm raising kids. Newly divorced, making it happen, living my best life, all the benefits under the sun, earned them, learned them, and used them. Okay? Every card in my wallet, boom, 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 doing it and doing it well. So I have all these magazines. When the kids weren't using them for projects, I was done with them. I either donated them or recycled them. Early 90s, we were going through some things. California was always up front and forward and progressive. Okay? We could become our own country. I would be happy to support that. Wouldn't that be fabulous? So every picture I found, I cut out for kicks and giggles, and I made her a scrapbook for her birthday as a gag gift under her real gift, because I love giving gag gifts. I love it. One Christmas, we would do whatever you want. Next Christmas, we would do sweater. Next, I would tell my kids exactly, because I'm not running around. I'm busy. And then one Christmas was gag gifts. The kids got me real good. Fun stuff. And when she saw that scrapbook, we just howled with laughter. She said she took that thing home and her husband cried in laughter all night long. It was just fun putting it all together for her because her job was so stressful. Just think about it. You are the child support Solano County only person that is the notary. People just think she was the meanest person on planet. I said, like, no, she's not mean. She just got a serious job. She could go to jail. She could lose her license. She could be pulled into court. She could flub a case. She could misplace paperwork. Her job was serious. So people used to hate every time she knew you, but every time you signed that paper, she would make you put your hands up, look at you in the eye, and make you swear. And people hate it. I'm like, this lady is not me. Why y'all mad? Well, she know who I am. Why we got to do that every time? I'm like, Lee, she doing her job. Okay. And she told me, she said, it was always something about you where you respected me and I respected you. She said, these people hate me. I'm like, I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see it. And she used to always tell me, you should become an attorney. You get it. Well, sort of, kind of. I was a legal man in the Navy, but I was like, no, humans ain't worth it that much for me. We used to laugh about that. I'm like, no, I don't like humans that much for me. Mm-mm. My mom was a teacher. She had it in her. My dad was a cop. He had it in him. My dad's side of the family, all the girls were nurses. They had it in them. I'm like, no, I like being on my own. Sorry. I love my me time. I love doing whatever I want. I like reading my magazines. I like reading my book. I have a book right here. It's not school related. No, see, I didn't lie on myself. Where did I put my book? Oh, here it is. Okay. ASMR. ASMR. Okay. Because I want to take it back to the library. Oh, and I think there's a book sale at the library tomorrow. But anyway, I said no. Because all of that it would take my happy, it would take my fun. I rebuke anything that takes my fun. Now, yeah, I was part of the beef sector. Yes, it died. No, it ain't coming back no more. But if it did, I would be right there. If it could, I would. If it can, I would launch another channel probably, because it's hard to let go of something that was good, but when it's gone and people are trying to kill it and not have no more fun, the fun is gone. Nobody's interested in having fun anymore on YouTube. So as a content creator, you, meaning me, have to decide, I'm going to keep having fun. I'm going to flip it. I'm going to focus. I'm going to go to my other bag of skill sets and do what I do. I'm going to put that lipstick on. I'm going to make this beauty. I'm going to have some fun in cosplay. We're going to come on. We're going to show my face more. Is that a word? Especially when I'm retired. Okay. I'm they be on here 8 hours, hearts. I'm gonna be on here 10 hours. Drop it, video, seed, let it grow later. I don't even care. YouTube, I need to feed YouTube advertisers. Just boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna come on here, click, giggle for 3 seconds and load it as a short. I sure will. Just because that lady went away, right? That lady went away and I stayed there. Uh-huh. That other lady, we became friends. We don't talk that much now. But she lives in Benicia. I used to visit her all the time after she retired. She says, out of that whole department, you were the only person that was nice. It was weird. And she really helped me get on the board when I ran for the board. That's another story time. Anyway, thank y'all. Hearts of gold, not the board, the union. Well, We were on the board. But the union, oh, child, people were nervous. They were like, "Are you interested in politics?" I'm like, "No, they said there was a officer at large position open. I talked to my mother about it, and she said, try it out, see if you like it." Baby, we were shaking hands with the governor and everything. I'm like, oh, I didn't know what this was about. Woo! I was like, no, get out of here. Okay. But yeah, I will never stop having fun. I will never stop showing my face. I will never stop saying my name. I will always honor my ancestors. I will always feel pride in being very religious and very spiritual. I will always share whatever I want on my channel and let it go. I'm going to close my eyes, be still, and let it just go where it wants to go. I will always watch organic beef and decide where I want to be seen. Always. I will always have the skills that I had when I did what I did and how I did it. That will never go away. They're even better, hearts ago. Your skills are sharper when you're more relaxed, when you're on class mode, when you're not moving funny, when you're still here and they know who you are, where you are, and what you're about. They can't change it. I can't wait to go to more conventions. I can't wait to do more cosplay. I can't wait to go out and see what happened at this Nintendo. I don't even play video games, and I'm going to be all up in there with my green hair. Okay. Talk to you later.